Hey, Starfield fans, guess what? They confirmed something that I think a lot of us were really hoping that they confirm. I'm actually shocked that they confirmed this news this soon to the launch of Starfield itself, because honestly, it just kind of comes out of the blue, and I think a lot of us were wondering it, like, is this something that's actually possible? Are they going to be able to pull this off? I think those are the things that realistically came to mind, at least in my mind, when I look at this and I go, okay, well, hey, it looks like this is going to happen, and this is going to be sort of the thing that kind of drives people probably to Starfield, because let's just be honest, yeah, I'm doing a lot of Starfield content right now. Obviously, it's a very hot topic, and people are kind of looking for information and things like that. So thank you if you are new to the channel and you like some of the Starfield coverage. Like, for me, I want to get into that feeling where I'm lost in this world, and I feel like that hasn't happened since Skyrim. And so I trust Bethesda to kind of lay that down. And you might go, oh, well, he's not a real Bethesda fan or a traditionalist or whatever. Yeah, I admit, Skyrim was the first Bethesda game I really played and enjoyed. And I mean, I've played some since then, and it kind of is what it is. But, I'm not a big Fallout guy or whatever. But this game, I'm a Star Wars fan as well. So obviously, this looks like it's going to be a game that takes us exactly where we want to go. So again, confirmed, all of Starfield's planets are explorable at your own risk. Bethesda's Pete Hines doubled down on Starfield's planet exploration, confirming players will be able to roam across the entirety of planets. Starfield, Bethesda Game Studios' hugely anticipated RPG game, has over 1,000 planets spread across 100 star systems, and as reiterated by Bethesda's head of publishing, Pete Hines, you'll be able to roam across the surface of every single one of Starfield's planets. That's assuming that the new world that you've stumbled across has a solid surface anyway. Trying to land on a gas giant could have hazardous consequences for your health. Obviously, Starfield director Todd Howard previously confirmed you'd be able to explore planets, and replying to an inquiry from a would-be player, he doubled down on the sentiment. Walk on, brave explorer, he responded. Yes, so again, like, I think this is pretty cool, because a lot of people were maybe upset that, oh, there's only certain planets that you can actually, is inhabited or whatever. To me, that seemed a lot more realistic, and obviously you're not going to land on a gas planet. Like, that stuff exists. Like, in our solar system, which planets can we just hop out on and and do something like that? I think that that's really sort of something that we have to look at, and kind of say, hey, bravo, props to them for keeping it real. They could have made it with 500 inhabitable planets or whatever, but I think that what they've done is very much the better choice and the better option. Walk on, because one snag about Starfield's planetary exploration is that there won't be any ground vehicles. You'll spot the odd Starfield mech or some lying around that you won't be able to hop in and stomp around the landscape as in some of the other exploration games. On top of that, speaking on a podcast, Todd Howard confirmed that only 10% of the planets will have life, so actually exploring a planet could be a real test of stamina, not unlike the infamous desert bus, just heading off into the featureless wilderness. But at a point, you do realize that there's nothing out there, and either turn around and reload, or you just keep going, heavily committed to your course. I think that's something that each of us are going to have to kind of come up to with at a particular point in time. Procedural generation has played a part in creating Starfield's galaxy, and reminded of Bethesda's earlier game, The Elder Scrolls 2, where there were thousands upon thousands of cities, towns, and dungeons. Most procedurally generated, they just weren't particularly interested. In Starfield's case, it'll be true to life, because Star Wars, Star Trek, and others like that have kind of spoiled us a little bit. If you were able to kind of hyperspace out of the solar system, chances are you'd find an awful lot of barren planets. Again, and this is something that I've kind of talked about a bit, I suspect that an awful lot of players are going to welcome the freedom to explore any way you want. And the game is nearly here, everybody, so maybe you're wondering how long you could have to kind of call in sick or whatever, if you're eagerly anticipating it. Again, I think that it's going to take a long time. It's going to be a game that people are going to be playing for a very long time, and I'm like so amped about it, and I'm glad they kind of stuck by their guns with this. Yeah, I mean, listen, they could have done more planets with this or that, but in keeping it real, like, here we are on Earth, and how many planets are inhabitable? Like, really? Oh, well, maybe this one, a billion light years from here could be. Maybe. Right? Like, these are the kind of questions. Yeah, so far, the only really habitable planet is Earth. And, I'm sure that there's some others that could support life. But, again, I think that that's something that, we'll have to, I guess, deal with at that particular time. And yeah, there's talk about Mars or whatever, but Mars isn't really habitable the way that it is. I mean, yeah, we could get there, but, there's a little oxygen problem and, and water problem. So we'll have those things to kind of deal with as it goes along. So I suspect, maybe save your game right before you go to a, like a place or whatever, and then kind of look around. I think that that's going to be, part of the fun. But, I'm excited either way. I know that there's certain games, like you can look at the Mass Effect series. Those weren't terribly interesting places. Only the ones that were part of the story or whatever were particularly of interest. And, and so that's why I think that at the end of the day, I'm excited about, the prospect of Starfield in general, because I feel like they are actually nailing what a lot of us were asking for. It's not, overly padded with a bunch of stuff, but I also think that they've got enough to kind of keep everybody busy and keep everybody entertained, and that's part of the thing that keeps everybody excited. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I didn't buy Skyrim at first. It was just only after everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, this is the best game ever," and then I bought it, and I was just lost in it, and I was lost so much in it that it's the only game I can think of where, and I've told this story a few times, where I was absolutely so into the game that I would be thinking about what I was going to do, what I wanted to craft, all these types of things while I was at work. Like, I don't know what kind of jobs you guys have or what work or whatever, but for me, it's just one of those things where, it's honestly just one of those things where I'm just kind of looking at this and going, man, this is like the next big thing, It's crazy. I don't know. But I'm excited. I'm sure you guys are all excited as well. If you're new to the channel, please leave a like or possibly even consider subscribing. I will be doing a Starfield review as well, so you guys can look forward to that and any other kind of news that comes out before the launch or whatever. I can't wait to kind of cover that as well, because I think this is just a once-in-a-lifetime type thing. 25 years in the making. Whew, almost here too. Let me know what you guys think. I am The Crap Gamer. This is Crap Gamer Reviews. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Walk on. Walk on. Rack 'em up. Crap Gamer out.